I'm going to tell everybody a little funny story. I got a text message last night from a friend. Says they saw me in the movie Rampage. So for anybody who doesn't know, because like I haven't told everybody, I was a part of the cast for the film Rampage that came out. It was based on a comic book or based on a video game from back in the day. I'm saying that because I'm also stuck in traffic. It's based on a comic book from back in the day where you used to smash up buildings, where you were a gorilla or you were a lizard, and I think the other one was a werewolf. For some strange reason, in the movie, the werewolf flies. I think it's also a reference to the fact that there's a bat later on in the series of games. However, that being said, moving on, and other things that you say when you can't think of something to say. So my friend calls me up, tells me, oh my god, I saw that, and I thought it was hilarious, especially because now like people are seeing it and they probably either forgot. Some people just didn't even know, and they're like, dude, did I just see you in this? So the funny story behind it was that I totally didn't want to go to do this. I got kicked out of my house to go do this. I got called for the casting, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And in addition to that, when I got there, it was kind of a funny story because the military tech advisor that was there was a friend. We were stationed in the same place in Hawaii, and it just kind of was one of those things where after we got to talking, he would have me backstage, like we would just be there, BSing, talking about stuff that we did in the military. And it's strange because we're there playing, well, I'm playing a military role, and I'm actually in the military. So I'm actually on this set, working, but pretending to do something that I actually do, or have done, in real life. Which is really funny. And also at the same time, it was kind of unnerving because I was in the Army, and I'm wearing an Air Force uniform. So for anybody that's been in the Army, I was like, going through like, I can't wear this, but obviously it wasn't that big a deal because the second the camera started rolling, I'm like, I'm whatever you need me to be. So I sold myself. But another funny thing was I was talking last night. We were talking about the Walking Dead, and I kind of feel like the show has run its course. It's kind of jumped the shark. I won't give any spoilers for anybody who watched the show, but I think, it's kind of just become a lingering zombie. Like, it's time to take it out to pasture. Maybe we should miss the zombie genre a little bit. Maybe we should, maybe it's just time to go for that series. Unless they can refresh, which is totally possible, but I just think it's always good to end on a high rather than a low. So we were talking about, the show, and I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I think he's been a good addition to the show, but I think he also ushered in what I think is to be the end. Not that it's like he killed the show, although he killed certain characters that may have killed the show. I do feel that as an actor, I like him a lot, and I got to work with him on set, and he's a really funny guy. I mean, he was very, very cool. A lot of other people kind of thought it was difficult, I guess, to talk to some of the principal actors. I don't get starstruck very often. I kind of just see them as people, and I was trying to be professional, so I mean, obviously I'm not fanboying out. But not to say that I'm not prone to the affliction of getting starstruck. I will say that I thought I was immune to it until I met Sylvester Stallone, and then I was like, this is Rocky, and so I shook his hand and went, oh, nothing to say. So I'll tell that story another time. But with Jeffrey Dean, he had taken this, he was drinking like some sort of weird green like smoothie thing, and I had a desk, and so all of his scenes, he was right in front of my desk, and they were doing their scenes and whatnot. And so he's talking with The Rock, and they're doing this thing. And so I moved, like, I don't know why, I moved his smoothie over, and when I moved it over, he came looking for it, and I just kind of like pretended I was like, I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, and he goes, whoa, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't touch her. And he's like, whoa, dude, I didn't say you touched, like, it's not a big deal. And I was like, no, I'm just kidding, man. I just moved it over. He was like, what the hell? He was like, I gotta watch out for this guy. And I was like, hey, man, you know, I had to mess with you, you know, after what you did to my boy. And he goes, your boy Glenn? He said, you mad about, spoiler alert. He said, you still mad about that? I said, dude, yeah, still mad about that. So like 5 minutes later, he ended up messing up like a line or something. So he comes walking past my desk and starts kicking it with his foot. And he starts doing a Negan whistle and walking past. So I looked up and I was like, really? And he goes, what? Too soon? I was like, geez, this guy. He's cool, man. He's really cool. So, interestingly enough, beyond that, he was I gotta say, he was really cool. This is a totally different thing, but it's super funny. So one of the other principal actors there is playing a colonel, and on his military name tape it says Blake. So I asked Jeffrey, I was like, hey, do you watch Key and Peele? He goes, yeah, why? I said, dude, look at his name and tell me that I can't take it seriously now. So he looks over his name and he sees Blake, and I said, Blake? And he was like, no way. So he's laughing, and he tells the guy. So he tells him, he's like, dude, have you looked at your name? So he looks down and he goes, and then Jeffrey goes, Blake. And he's like, dude, what? So then, right, the next scene is coming up, it's pretty intense. The Rock's there, everything's going, like everything has to happen. And before the colonel could speak, right, he just stops. And he goes, shit! He forgot the line. He goes, that guy's fault, man. Blake. And then him, and there's a guy next to me who was also principal. He's on Nashville. Really cool guy, man. And him and that dude were just laughing about that for like a good 5 minutes. So he's like, I just heard this guy over here talking about it. And it was a really, really fun time. And I have to say that I guess I had more fun because, one, I was being professional. I took it very seriously. I paid attention to what was going on, to the lines, the readings. But also, I thought outside the box. I didn't make it so that, you know, I'm not there and I'm seeing a star. Like, I'm seeing, you know, this is essentially a coworker. Yes, they're on a different level. They're on a maybe a higher pay scale, maybe higher, you know, it's like, you know, being in a meeting with management and you're not management. I mean, yes, these guys are on another level, but also, you know, we're working. So I'm not treating them like I'm a fan, even though I am. I'm treating them like another person that I'm going to work with. And so I think that was the difference. And I found that in my life, that just worked better for me, to think outside the box. I think the times that life has given me a set of parameters, when I just step outside of those parameters, I've been more successful. And I've had more fun. So that's my story about the behind the scenes of the film Rampage, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or Dwayne Johnson. I don't know. He still likes the Rock moniker. And the shenanigans behind the set, behind the scenes of a kaiju monster movie for the modern era. That's probably the most successful video game movie. I'm going to go ahead and probably say that that's true. Can't back that up with facts or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and say that that's true. So that's my behind the scenes story. And funny tidbits about Jeffrey Dean Moore. I was going to try to make that rhyme, didn't work out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this.